my name is Sarah, and this is my audience.
David.
Veronica. Ashley.
Brent.
Jay.
What exactly is punishment? We consider punishment as spanking, putting in time out, grounding, or taking away items. Today I'll be discussing the effects on punishing children and different types of punishment. Many parents have different tactics on punishing their children. There are 4 types of punishment: physical punishment, verbal punishment, withholding items, and penalties. All 4 types of punishment can have positive and negative effects on children. Stated by Psychology Today from the web, a child whose behavior is punished may react emotionally, strike back, or avoid the person delivering the punishment. That being said, it is important for parents to know how to properly and efficiently discipline their children. The first common type of punishment that I listed earlier was physical punishment. Children who are physically punished have the highest risk of lifelong mental issues. Some of these mental issues start in childhood and may carry on to adulthood, such as increase of aggression, increase of antisocial behavior, and increase of risk of abusing other people. I have read on the web from the State of Research on the effects of physical punishment that abusive and non-abusive parents differ mainly in how often and how severely they physically punish their child, and whether the physical punishment is purportedly for correcting children. Different cultures have their own beliefs or social norms of punishment. For example, in South Africa, boys who are physically punished can endure pain, believe it is a form of masculinity. I will discuss verbal punishment and how it can produce the same mental issues like physical punishment. It can also cause low self-esteem and make the child feel like they aren't worthy. Verbal punishment can have a lifelong effect, such as when the child becomes an adult and has a child, they may think it is alright to talk to their children like that. On to withholding rewards. It can be a good way of punishment as long as it is done correctly. A good way to handle withholding items is to say, you may watch TV or go play as long as you finish your homework or your chores. If the child does not finish the homework or chores, they know they cannot watch TV or play. Penalties are also a form of consequences. There is a natural and logical consequence. Natural consequence can help learn from natural order. For example, if the child does not want to eat what has been made for dinner and they are not allowed to make something different, then the child will get hungry. Logical consequences must logically allow and follow the children's behavior. For instance, if the child does not put their dirty clothes in the hamper, then their laundry will not get done. According to the Virginia Cooperative Extension, letting children experience the consequence of their decision is a hassle-free way to discipline young children. Children learn from experience just like adults. We call it learning the hard way. In conclusion, different generations and cultures deal with administrating punishment in different ways. In my opinion, an efficient parent, you have to know how to punish your child effectively and efficiently. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. After doing your research, what would be your preferred punishment? What approach would you take after seeing all the statistics and all the research?
Well, before I started the research, I believe that spanking, depending on how hard, was okay, or slapping a child on the hand lightly and telling them no helps them learn right from wrong. But I think that once the child gets a little older, that it's best for natural or logical consequences, because that can also teach them right from wrong instead of using physical abuse or for verbal abuse. Mm-hmm. And it not only builds a better relationship with the child and parent, but helps the child learn for maybe when they have children and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree as well.
Does anyone else have any questions? Nope. Ashley, what do you think about punishing children?
I agree with how you know how to smack a hand, but not in a physical way. I think a parent should know that there are limits on a children when it comes to the physical punishment, but I do feel that verbal punishment can go a long way if you know how to properly do it.
Brent, what are your thoughts on punishing children?
I think it must be done, like you said, effectively, so that the child learns but is not abused.
David, how do you feel about punishment?
Well, I mean, I agree. I think that you can actually smack a child on the bottom to get them moving, to get them going without doing it, not without showing, in other words, no physical abuse signs, bruises, things like that. But I agree with trying to be logistical and logical with the child. Children are a lot smarter than we give them credit for, and they will, if you can reason with them, the best way to do it is try to reason with them.
Got to be consistent.
Yes,
If you're going to
I
punish
agree.
one way
Right,
for
yes,
one thing,
no, I agree.
you have to do it. It has to be consistent so they
Mhm.
learn. They need to, it has to be consistent.
Thank you for all for listening for me, and I think that when I have children, I will proceed a different way of punishment, and maybe you guys can take the information that you took in today and see what you can do with your children.
Thank you.
Start recording.